Promotional consideration paid for by the following. Webster Ace Hardware and Farm Supply are generous sponsors for today's podcast. They have been a family-owned business for 27 years. This helpful hardware store sells items such as archery, Ariat clothing and boots, Wrangler jeans, case knives, Hammond's candies, and live fishing wear. They also have a full selection of hardware, RV supply, propane, Ben Moore, Royal & Clark, and Kingston paints. You need a barn or fencing job done? Custom barn kits and roofing metal are provided at your local Ace Hardware store. What about a new grill for the yard? Traeger, Big Green Egg, Weber, and Blackstone are found here, along with all the accessories to go with them. Stock up your workshop with DeWalt, Milwaukee, or Craftsman tools. They got you covered. Remember to go to ace.com to shop their entire line to have items shipped directly to the store. Going after that, like, now how did you get, you go to Savannah State, how did you get, you got drafted?
No.
So tell me that process, like, what happened? No, you're good.
Yeah, I went to Savannah, man. 1,100 yards. 1,100 yards. 19, 20-something touchdowns. That's what they're looking for.
Yeah.
You just got to perform, bro.
Right,
it don't make no difference where you go.
Right.
You got to put the numbers up, and they'll come and find you.
Right.
And then Darren was drafted already by the Cowboys. You know, at Savannah, I even brought with my performance and all. I was able to get other guys, teammates, looks too. So a couple scouts came down to Savannah's game. I did my pro day at Savannah.
Okay.
Yeah, I tried to go back to the University of South Carolina and build my guys because I did 3 years at South Carolina. So I tried to get in with their pro day, but they wouldn't let me. Lou didn't let me come back. So I had to do my pro date there at Savannah State.
Wow.
And man, with that, opened up doors for guys like Roosevelt Williams, was a defensive back there. It's two more guys end up getting not drafted, but getting rookie free agent deals, and then they end up sticking. Roosevelt went on to play for Chicago Bears for 4 or 5 years.
Oh yeah.
As time had it, I went in as an undrafted rookie free agent. Didn't get drafted. Did the whole get together like my brother did. Family sitting around waiting on thinking my number gonna get called. That was another embarrassing moment to finally see the light get turned off because day one come by. I know I didn't have a shot at day one. Day two come by. Now it's getting down, and then I turned my phone off. Went to the river at the time, was my girlfriend, which is my wife now. I went to the river and I cried. Where do I go from here?
Right.
And that time that I'm out there at the river freaking crying, brother, Jerry Jones is calling my phone. My brother. So as I hear the story, I pull up once I get done, get myself together now, I go out to the local rec there in Dade City. And as I'm pulling up, my brother's coming to the truck. And whenever you see Darren coming at you, man, it's usually not a good thing. And he come in, he's like, man, where the hell you been? Man, these people been calling you. They're gonna bring you in as a rookie. Man. So he's on his phone. I'm trying to turn my phone back on.
Yeah.
They got what they want now.
Yeah.
So now I got to sit out and wait until one of them get hurt.
Wow.
Having a pity party.
Yeah.
Having a pity party when the phone is still, I didn't understand the undrafted free agency. I don't know they bring you in for camp. I didn't understand none of that.
Yeah.
All I know is I'm turning the lights off. I know people gonna call, wonder why my name wasn't called. I felt like I did a good enough job down at Savannah State to show them that the athleticism is there. I ran 250 pounds at the time. Rushed for almost 1,300 yards, got Player of the Year, got all these accolades here at Savannah State, and I still didn't get a draft. So I was kind of hurt there. I was really hurt there. And so time had it where now Jerry and them say, hey, man, we'll have to get back with you. They brought in some other guys.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck. You know, so there's no other opportunity came up. Yep. And people say that when my brother finally got to, we had mini camp. They had mini camps and all this other stuff. The players say my brother came in the locker room with a different type of attitude, and say my brother went to Jerry and say, "Hey, is my brother up next? If somebody get hurt or something, will you bring my brother in?" This and that. And they say my brother went on a tear, giving the running backs hell, busting the fullbacks up. Looking to my script, the dude, you know, had one of the best camps he's ever had.
Yeah,
working on getting me in, and sure enough, he ended up. One of the guys got hurt, and I was the next name up, and that's how I got on.
Wow.
I come in, talk to Jerry, and them go out. When I go out to work out, do my individual workout on the field for physical purposes, physical examination, and to see how I ran my routes and all. When I look up, bro. In the back of the Cowboys, when you're in the locker room, you can look out. They got glasses, and you can look out on the field. When I get done with the work and I look up, man, it had to be at least 15, 20 guys looking at me working out.
Wow.
Looking at me working out. When I come through the door, they know it. Everybody hugging me, man. Guys, I met a couple times because I hung up there with Darren a little bit.
Right.
You feel me? And they got to know the guys hanging in the locker room. And man, they said, "Ham, you got it, boy. You got it." And from that point on, man.
Wow.
They said, man, the guys said, man, we never seen your brother hurt like this, man. Man, your brother was knocking the hell up, man.
Like he was possessed.
We don't even have pads on. They didn't have pads on. The running backs catch the ball, Hambrick knocking it out their arms. He punching them, he fighting them, making room for little brother.
Yeah, that's awesome.
When I go in the locker room, man, finally get in the meeting room with the guys, man, it's about 10 running backs in there. I'm number 11th. I had work to do.
Yeah.
And when I left, when I was done with that rookie year, my rookie year, preseason, I led the teams in tackles. Had a good showing, playing fullback and running back. I made it all the way to the last cut. And, you know, you stay up in the hotel rooms then. You know? And the name of the game is don't answer that phone.
Yeah.
You hear me? That phone ain't got no reason. That room phone ain't got no reason to be ringing.
Right.
In the hotel.
Right.
You know? Right. The phone, it got two players in there, me and another running back.
Yeah.
And the phone ring, both of us looking at the phone like, who gonna answer that motherfucker? You hear me, bro? I ain't answering it. So when they come down, hey, brother, right hand to God. So boom, they cut the guy. So they cut the guy before.
Yeah.
So lo and behold, guess who's in the room? I'm the only one in the room.
Yeah.
The phone gets ringing. And this is the last cut before the regular season.
Yeah.
The phone gets freaking ringing, man, 6:30 in the morning.
I didn't hear it.
I didn't either. and it's still ringing. It's still ringing. Finally, after trying to make contact with me, I turned my cell phone off. I didn't answer that phone. Finally, my brother called. No, I go to the house. And we were staying with his lady friend at the time named Tracy. And I walked through the door, and man, Tracy meet me at the door and hugged me. Now, I know what's going on. And I was like, where my brother at? Man, he back there crying. Tracy said, man, they've been calling him. They got to let you go. Da-da-da. Hopefully they can bring you back on the practice squad. But Darren's back there devastated. Devastated.
Wow. Wow.
Devastated, bro. He seen little bro in the work. You know, he seen then, yeah, bro was devastated, man. So, you know, time went on, and so I had to go turn the playbook in, you know. And I think 4 days later, they brought me on to put me on that practice squad. They brought me on, put me on the practice squad.
Wow.
And then I never stopped working.
Yeah.
It just made me a little hungry. I broke for at the end of the year, the end of that first year on practice squad. I worked till the season was, December time. We playing Philly. The season is about over. Guys that got hurt. Chris Warren was a running back then.
Yep.
He was behind Emmett.
Okay.
And he was having issues because he wanted more money than what they was giving him. They're giving Emmett the ball, And Chris Warren ended up staying in D.C. He didn't want to catch the team playing back. He was like, F the Cowboy, and stayed gone a couple of days.
Yeah.
So when he do show up, he's coming to get his crap out the locker room. He said, man, he's had enough of this here.
Wow.
With that move, I was the next man up. With that move, I honor Chris Warren by wearing the number 42.
Yep.
That was C-Dub's number.
Yep.
It was C-Dub's number down with Seattle. It was his number here at the Cowboys.
Yep.
He threw me the jersey, bro.
Yeah.
Ham, go get him hell, bro. Go get him hell, bro.
Wow.
But Emmett is the token child. Emmett is the baby.
Oh, yeah.
Don't step on, stay out here.
Yeah. It's Emmett. It's gotta be hard to be on a team where there's somebody. It's no different. Obviously, there's so many other players right now that it's like if in Dallas now, the backup quarterbacks are not going to be Dak Prescott.
They're not going to be him.
They're not going to be Dak.
They're not. So they brought me up the last couple games, and they plugged me in. We're getting blowed out in Philly late December. Season over. We're not going to the playoffs.
At the old vet.
Yeah, at the old vet.
Yeah.
The old turf.
That old crappy stadium.
Yeah, yeah. And
who was the coach then? Was that Campo?
Campo was the coach.
Okay, I got some questions about Campo, but go ahead.
So Campo was the coach. So he at the end of the game, I'm still pacing the sideline, hoping coach would give me some reps at running back. And man, it's like maybe 3 or 4 minutes left on the clock. And we're backed up on our own 1 yard line. And coach put me at a fullback and run a fullback belly. And I took that belly 75 yards, got ran down. But man, the hit through that middle and get past that linebacker, bro. And that's what started it. I broke loose, man, got down there, man. The guy caught me by the 10-yard line. I was trying to get there. I didn't care about that clock and who was getting blowed out.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get footwork and film work for the next year. And they had a lot of decisions at the time, but they also had the decision but they had Emmett, and they're honing in on the all-time leading rushing record. That was on that run. That run allowed me to stay a little longer, and then coming into that next year, I was able to gain a little more momentum. They brought in their draft picks. Yeah, but I didn't see none of that stuff. That next year, I led the teams in tackles on special teams. Just being an athlete. And that's how I ended up getting on the field.
Getting down there.
Getting with Coach Joe Alvazano.
Rest in peace.
Amen.
What a great guy.
Man,
never got to meet him, but what a great guy. He was just one of those guys that's like fundamentally sound of like special teams. Just got it. You know what I mean? One of those things.
And everybody loved him.
Yeah.
Everybody loved him. And he should have been a head coach because we would die for him.
Yeah. He seems like a guy.
Man, he's the guy you play for.
Yeah.
He should have got his opportunity as head coach somewhere. I ended up following Joe down to Oakland. That's what kind of influenced that. Hey man, I'm gonna get Oakland a shot.
Yeah.
He was down there. Norv Turner was there. I never met Norv until I got there. He was the head coach then. So yeah,
another great mind.
Yeah, another great mind. But yeah, that's how my career started.
Wow. So Campo.
Yeah.
Campo was a DB coach.
Yeah.
And turned
defense coordinator.
They turned the defense coordinator, and then they just gave him the reins. And to me, those were like in the past since the obviously the Super Bowl era. Since Barry Switzer left, Dave Campo was probably. Nothing against Dave. I'd love to meet Dave because he seems like a really nice guy, but he's a player's coach, obviously, and you know that.
Right.
But he was probably one of he was the least successful coach. And that's just stat wise.
Right.
He was the least successful coach in Dallas. Yeah. I mean, that's all there is to it. I never really cared for. It was just and this is my own personal opinion. I think at that time, Jerry was saving so much money to build that new stadium.
Yeah.
This is totally my opinion.
I'm with you.
That he didn't care how bad we were. Like, it was like, if you notice, we didn't get many superstars. I mean, we would get like Joey Galloway every once in a while.
Yeah.
But it was like, when Parcells came, I remember this. It was like a sports news network or whatever. On the front of it said Salvation's Army. Because he was bringing in Testaverde, Terry Glenn.
I was there.
Yeah, you were there.
I was there. They bought in Ryan Newhouse. I'm not Ryan, the biggest buzz. What's his name? The quarterback.
Gosh.
Leaf.
Oh, yeah, Ryan
They bought
Leaf.
in Ryan Leaf. They bought in Think
about all the quarterbacks that we had since
Randall Cunningham.
Man, now when Randall was there, I love me some Randall Cunningham. I didn't like that he was on Philly, but Randall was special. He was so special.
And then Randall, I love Randall so much. Randall closed the gap in on his time with Jerome Brown. And he and I sat and had some personal conversations about Jerome and himself and the relationship they had and how much Jerome meant to him. Because he came here and spoke to Jerome's funeral.
Oh, okay, because Jerome's from Hernando, right?
Brooksville, right?
Brooksville, yep.
Yeah, man, and that made me get into Randall.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, he opened up the doors, man. He opened up the doors to understanding who Jerome Brown was.
Yeah.
You hear me? As a player, as a person,
mm-hmm.
But it's all about that decision that you make, you know, that can be catastrophe. But
right.
Yeah, man, he said, man, Jerome was that guy. Jerome was that next Richard White. You know, he was the best, Hall of Famer.
Yep.
So I got a chance to sit and talk to Randall, and I also was able to pick up a couple of linebackers from Randall to keep him off his behind.
Yeah,
so,
right.
That made it better. But yeah, man, Randall was very insightful and very smart and articulate, man. Good guy, man. To know that I'm playing with a guy who I watched on TV.
Oh yeah.
You hear me?
And versatile.
Yes, and versatile.
Oh my gosh. Gosh.
Can throw the ball from his ankles on the run.
The highlight of him doing that front flip over.
Yeah.
Like he does like a side ninja.
I'm with you.
I was like, oh my gosh,
I'm with you, man.
He was like the rubber band man. He was awesome.
Yeah. When I came, I had a learning curve. I had a learning curve on the football field, and this was doing when Troy was there.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't play 1 year. Me and Troy Locker was next to each other, Troy Aikman. And he and I got to know each other. And every Tuesday, me, him, and Dale Helsrate would go over to his wing stop right across the street from the complex.
Oh, okay.
And we would sit there and we would laugh and bullcrap. I'm telling you, I'm a rookie free agent. I'm a rookie undrafted guy. But I was little Troy, he's big Troy. And that was our thing.
That's funny.
That was our thing. I sat there, man, we really built a nice relationship between the two.
Yeah.
But to also say that Troy looked over at me one day and he said, Ham, you're going to have to learn how to pick up them blitzes. You're going to have to learn the game. You got to get in that meeting room and study. That's the only way you can get in. You got to study. They can't put you out there if you don't know what to do.
Right.
You got to think like the quarterback. These guys are smart.
Mm-hmm.
For real, you got to know.
Yeah.
And then from that point on, with Emmett's help, I started studying.
Yeah.
And learning where the blitzes are coming from, the rotation of the defense, learning.
Mm-hmm.
Now, then finally the game slowed down. And then I'm playing the Pop Warner again.
Yeah.
With those different, and that's what helped me. I had the running ability. I was blowing protection because I wasn't studying.
Right.
So and that was a nugget that Troy Aikman dropped me.
Yeah.
Before he left, and then Randall came in,
mm-hmm.
and then Randall came and Randall did what he can do. They brought Anthony Wright in also.
Anthony Wright.
Yeah, from South Carolina.
Yep.
That's what,
Quincy.
Yep. Quincy got drafted.
Quincy, Georgia boy. A lot of SEC guys.
Oh yeah. Who don't want a quarterback at the SEC?
Oh, I know.
They say you game ready when you come out of the SEC, boy.
Mm-hmm.
They say you ain't lacking too much.
Yeah. Well, you get to experience a lot of different looks, different teams, and it's even more so now that there's more teams in the SEC. Yeah. But you think about the 12 that were there. I guess it was 12 then, but again, like I was talking about Dave Campo, like that from like 2000 to 2003, 4, was hard, man.
It was hard.
It was hard.
Those are the years I was there. I think the biggest focus then was once Troy got his clock cleaned by LeVar Arrington.
God dang it.
I seen that, man. I want to get in Troy. I want to hug Troy so bad, man. Troy was not with us. And that was the turning point. And I think personally, back to Campo, now that I see Jerry, Jerry's been cutting the curve, and Jerry's been making decisions based on his personality and what him and the kids want, And then when he finally stepped out and brought Bill Parcells in, you saw a change in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
And we was able to make the playoffs that year. But you saw that Bill had to hone in on us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jerry still did what he did, but Bill was honed in on us. And Bill wasn't there for a long ride. I had Bill there just for the last little duration of that's his closing out.
Right.
I think that was his walk.
Yeah.
He didn't come there with a Super Bowl mentality. He was closing it out, plus with Emmett in the toe.
Yeah.
Emmett wasn't there at the time, but he was closing it out, rebuilding. Bill was that guy trying to bring some discipline in. But Super Bowl wasn't on our mind. When Campo came in, when Campo got hired, they felt like Mike Zimmer was the best pick then. It's a lot of more qualified guys out there.
Yeah.
But what made Jerry choose Dave Campo?
Yeah, I know.
With all the qualified guys out there.
I know. It's just at the time, it's like you would think, what made this guy? I mean, he was the defensive coordinator, but they also had what was his name? He was the offensive line. He was the offensive line coach, and offensive coordinator at the time. Well, I can't think of the guy's name. Bill Callahan? No. Is that
Bruce Costler?
No, I can't.
Think of the guy's name. I ended up with Bruce.
Anyways, he was
Callahan.
Yeah, I want to say
Call, somewhere up in there.
Yeah, something like that. Great offensive mind. I thought, man, we could get some guys in here and do. And that's when, like I said, they got Joey Galloway, and I remember Chris Warren coming over. I was like, there are a bunch of Seattle guys jumping ship.
Yeah.
But that never made sense to me. The Campo hire, and I don't know if that was like it wasn't like Campo was like a Butch Davis or somebody like in the background, but everybody knew him.
Right.
Campo was like, it'd be like hiring except the Joe, but like a special teams coach. You're like, where did this guy come from? Like, what are they talking about?
And that's how Jerry's last 3 or 4 picks been since, besides Parcell.
Yeah.
Jerry and them guys, him and his family is at every practice, every meeting. Jerry and them boys is in the first meeting in the morning before we get in there. Do you believe that?
Wow.
Jerry walk around. You can smell Jerry coming with that rich ass cologne on a mile away. You hear me, brother? Man, when you hit that practice field, I took a picture the other day, brother. And the picture showed Jerry having Parson pulled over to the side on the football field and talking with him. You hear me? That personal conversation over there. And Jerry's done that I've seen Jerry do that so many times.
Yeah.
And he felt like that's, I feel if Jerry could just honestly get in that head coaching position, I think that's what he should do, is just hire himself.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's funny you say that because, Jerry played football. He's got some knowledge of football.
Right.
And for years since he's bought the team, he's been wanting to be a part of it. I mean, that's why him and Jimmy Johnson kind of fell apart or
everybody has a role
separate
to play.
ways.
Everybody has a role to play.
Right.
And, when you find Jerry coming down on that sideline, Jerry said he's trying to check the temperature of his team. No under. But nobody sees behind the scene work that Jerry put in.
Yeah.
Jerry is not just the owner.
Yeah.
You feel me? Not Jerry ain't just sitting up in the press box.
Yeah.
He's not up there, but he's getting out there. And he don't come when the sun goes down.
Yeah.
Jerry and the boys is there when the sun comes up.
Yeah.
He don't give a damn how hot it is outside. Him and the boys are out there on that field with us. You hear me?
And don't get me wrong. I think Jerry's a great owner.
Yeah.
I just think some of the times that he needs to let the people do their job. And I get it. You're in charge, okay?
Yeah.
That's if you own the team, you want to know what's going on. I get that.
Right.
But what I struggle with is if I was in charge and I was and I'm writing the checks. Mm-hmm. I'd want you to do your job and I wouldn't have to babysit you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I know that. I mean, I don't want to put it like that. But that's the way I'm thinking. I don't want to. I don't have to follow you around. I mean, if I had a company and I had to follow my employees around, I'd go crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no trust.
Yeah.
There's no trust.
There's no trust. There's no trust.
But he's a great owner.
Yeah.
Hell of an owner.
And a great person.
He's singly responsible for the reason why like Fox is what Fox is. There's a bunch of things that Jerry's responsible for. I mean, he got all the TV stuff going on.
Oh yeah,
that's
business.
Entirely on Jerry.
Yes, sir.
People don't understand that. Another thing is, I know Jerry didn't have anything to do with this, but people get mad because the Cowboys are always on Thanksgiving. And I saw tweets and stuff this is a couple years ago, but it seems like every year. Why are the Cowboys playing on? Why do they always play on Thanksgiving? I said because when they played on Thanksgiving, nobody else would want to play on that.
That's right.
Detroit and Dallas were the only ones that wanted to be there.
That's right.
So you can't be like, nah, I don't want to do it, and then like make a cake. Hey, you want a piece of this cake? Right. Nah, I'm good. And then when it's all gone, you can't be. Oh, well, I want a cake.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
It don't work like that.
No.
It don't work like that.
No.
And has Jerry pressed the issue? Man, Jerry has pushed that star to over and beyond. I'm just leaving what they call the star.
Yeah.
I went down to Dallas this last weekend, just got back yesterday, and man, Jerry is cultivating that place, man. And Dallas is the place to be.
They hate it so much, man. I don't understand why they hate it.
All we need now is a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah. All we need now is Super Bowl. But Jerry has cultivated that place, man. The old Valley Ranch is not the Valley Ranch anymore.
No. No. I bet you're like, man, where was this at when I was playing?
I'm telling you, man. I rode down the Valley Ranch, and it's all. I mean, the headquarters all tore down. So you got to go out to Frisco. Mm-hmm. And man, I go up into they call it the Star, and it's a private room. Yeah. And they make you leave your cell phones at the front. And when you walk in, they got it all laid out. Jerry got the world with history on the wall.
Wow.
He got one area, he got some Lombardi trophies, if that's the right thing.
Yeah.
And then you walk down a little farther, you can look over the practice field. Mm-hmm. You got a football field there where the guys practice at up there. Man, nice suite. And you got the who's who up in there, man. Jerry has created what a man looks for when he has the power that he has. Right. Now, why it hasn't transferred to the football field, all the Cowboy fans is trying to figure it out. Yeah. And I think the first thing you do is stop putting the ball in Dak's hands so much. Yeah. Well, I have severe trust issues with quarterbacks that I mean, it was like when Romo was there. When Romo was there, I didn't know what I was getting. Right. Some days he looked like a genius. Yeah. You're like, man, that one play where he scrambles. J.J. Watt almost sacks him, and he rolls out and throws Terrence Williams in the end zone. Yeah. You're like, how did that just happen?
But then you're like, one game I remember they're playing the Jets and Revis picked him off 3 times or 2 or 3 times. I may be embellishing with that, but it seemed like he had 6 picks that game.
Yeah.
The game against Buffalo, I've seen it on YouTube. The game against Buffalo when T.O. was there. Romo threw 5 picks. We still won the game.
Right.
But he threw 5 interceptions. You don't win games like that.
And you also don't win games throwing the ball that much. You know,
No.
I say to myself, when I look at football, Baltimore Ravens picked up Henry.
Yeah.
They try to compensate the run with Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
But I say, when you get down in playoffs in them tough situations, what identity do your football team have?
Right.
When all else fails, who do you lay on? And that's where it's going to be at.
Right.
Every time with Baltimore, identity issue, because a lot of people going to say they want Lamar with the ball.
Right.
But with Lamar in the ball, that's going the ball in Lamar's hand, that's going to put him in shotgun.
Right.
And now you got Derrick Henry offset.
Right.
It's no steam there, you know. So it's all about, who, and that's what I think a lot of teams are missing within the Cowboys. That's what I think. We don't run the football enough, and we don't have the makeup of that. The best with Ezekiel Elliott and Dak first came on the team. Dak was a read option guy, out of Ole Miss after Romo went down.
Yeah.
Dak came on the scene, him and Zeke running that read option, and I think we went far as we could go that year. And I think if you turn around and hand that football off, and get a little more tough nose and all this kicking back and all this pretty stuff, throwing it to CD Lamb, giving Dak 50 throws a game.
Yeah.
That leaves nobody but Dak to blame on. But we haven't yet turned to the offense coordinator. Like, man, why do you give a guy that much opportunity? Why we're not running the football? So many components to that. And I say, you got to run football. Yeah. If you can't line up and say, hey, man, we're going to hammer this, we don't give a damn, who knows, who cares? Yep. It's like 3rd and 1 on the 1.
Yeah.
And you got Jerome Bettis in the backfield.
Yep.
It's a no-brainer.
Listen, prime examples at Super Bowl where Marshawn Lynch, they're at the 1 and they throw it.
And you turn
and you're like, what are you doing?
And the first person they turn around and look at is Wilson.
Yeah.
Turn around and look at the fucking offense coordinator, excuse me.
Right.
Turn around and look at the offense coordinator like, dude.
What? You're in the Super Bowl, right? You're in the Super Bowl.
Got him down.
And a guy calls this in, whatever the call may be, and it's a slant. Mm-hmm. He's running a slant at the 1, okay? If I was Wilson, I would have checked it. And if we didn't make it, who cares? We got another time to do it.
We got another time to do it, man.
But no, you throw the slant, it gets picked off, game over, Patriots win and become even more of a dynasty.
Down in Houston.
Yeah.
Pat's Taps at Catfish Johnny's. Pat's Taps is Lake Penosofsky's newest tap room, offering 14 rotating craft beers on tap. We also offer bottled domestic beers, seltzers, ciders, and wine, as well as a variety of appetizers and pub. Our family-friendly tap room is a great place to come hang out and enjoy some one-of-a-kind craft beer. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, or the Untapped app.
Looking for custom apparel that stands out? Welcome to the Stitching Heifers, Bushnell's premier embroidery and custom apparel shop. From custom hats, t-shirts and jackets to unique gifts and business branding, we specialize in high quality, personalized apparel that reflects your style and vision. Step into our exclusive hat bar and design your one-of-a-kind custom hat, perfect for personal flair or promoting your brand. At the Stitching Heifers, we're committed to bringing your ideas to life with exceptional service and attention to detail. Whether it's for you, your business, or a thoughtful gift, we're your trusted partner for all things custom in the heart of Sumter County. Stop by today or visit us online to get started. The Stitching Heifers, custom style, local heart. When it comes to building in Sumter County, experience matters. From remodels, barns, additions, and accessory buildings to creating the custom home of your dreams, our Hogan Construction delivers quality you can trust. Russell is hands-on and on-site daily, going above and beyond to ensure the project isn't just completed, but crafted to perfection. He doesn't just meet expectations, he exceeds them.
For a builder who puts integrity and craftsmanship first, call R. Hogan Construction today at 352-793-7660. Russell Hogan Construction. Built on tradition, built to last. Catfish Johnny's Restaurant, serving the Lake Peninsauken and surrounding areas since 1990. For the last 33 years, we have strived to serve great food at great prices and a friendly, casual atmosphere. If seafood isn't your thing, our burgers or wings are the best around. We have daily specials too. Check us out on Facebook or Instagram for more information. Duto Realty is a homegrown business with an eye for getting the job done right. From football games to Sunday school and everything in between, these ladies care about our community and the people in it. Helping buyers and sellers in all of Florida with all types of transactions, including residential, commercial, farm, or vacant land. They do it all. They even offer auction services and sellouts to always get the job done right. Promotional consideration paid for by the following. Travelin' Tom's Coffee Truck, the delicious mobile coffee truck that brings you the caffeination inspiration you need. We deliver signature coffee products like our Nitro Cold Brew and Caramel Frappe to any occasion or festivity. And for those who don't like coffee, we offer a variety of delicious hot chocolates, energy drinks, lemonades, and teas. That's Travelin' Tom's Coffee Truck. Whether your water is supplied by a public municipality or a private well, for residential or commercial use, Purified Water Services LLC has the solutions to provide you with simply clean water. We offer a complete line of professional water filtration equipment and accessories. Soft water makes a difference you can see and feel. Water heater and appliances last longer with less maintenance. Iron and H2S filters eliminate iron stains and offensive rotten egg odors and protects your water softener equipment from iron fouling. No matter what your problem is, Purified Water Services LLC has a solution. Contact Kenny Williams at 352-446-2709.
And that wasn't his name.
Where was that? It was on the west. I think it was on the West Coast. That was the Deflate. Was that the Deflate year where they had all the footballs? I can't remember. There's so many.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at. I'm like, when you draw up football. I remember a time when there wasn't no passing.
Yeah.
I remember a time when you just got to line it up and bare knuckles.
Yep.
You hear me?
Fight it.
Yep. And everybody know that little toss sweep coming. Mm-hmm. Everybody know. I go back and look at O.J. Simpson when he ran the football, man. Mm-hmm. You know, Jim Brown, them guys ran the football. I don't hear about a quarterback throwing for 3,000, 4,000 yards. You know, when you go back to these championship games and these championship years, man, the running back plays an integral part. The running game is the part, you know. Good strong running game, good hard defense.
Right.
You know, that's what I was building. All this time tossing that ball around for catastrophic stuff to happen at the wrong time. It's just not in my MO. But this is what the world has turned to.
How was it to play and run behind Larry Allen?
Wow. Yeah.
That's a question I've always wondered. Wow. Rest in peace, Larry Allen.
Man, one time for big
LA. God dang.
Man. Good soul, man.
Oh,
good
man.
guy. I went in. Me and LA built a friendship off of hard work. LA respected my body of work, being a young fella. Dealing with coming behind Emmett, you know, trying to make a name for myself.
Yeah.
He respected that to the point where LA and I hung out. We was down in San Antonio on the Riverwalk. My first year, get my full start. That's 2003. And me and LA built a tight bond to the point where we hung out. You know, we just kicked it.
Yeah.
You know, I sit back, we gambled together. You know, went out to Tokyo, we shoot dice, you feel me?
Yeah.
You know, went out to Tokyo, it took us like 12 hours on the flight out.
Wow.
Boy, we shot dice in the back of the dang on plane on the floor. You know, real deal, brother. Real deal, LA the real deal.
Was that a team plane?
No, it was a big team playing.
Yeah.
They had this was a different one because they had the cheerleaders on top.
I remember that. We were playing, was it the Chiefs?
We played somebody over there.
I remember who it was.
I can't remember.
That was in Tokyo. I do remember that, though.
Yeah.
They played in Tokyo, and then I remember them playing in Mexico City one time. That was a good. That might have been when the Chiefs was.
I think that was Atlanta when we played in Mexico City.
Okay.
That one.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so L.A., man, quiet. Won't get 4 or 5 words out of him. If he do say something to you, you mean something to him.
Wow.
Besides that, he'll sit in his locker, man, got his dip in his mouth, put his headphone set on. You know, he go in the weight room, he throwing up his West Coast sign.
Yeah.
With 500 pounds on the freaking bar. You know, you shut the weight room down when L.A. comes down.
Yeah. Everybody's watching.
L.A. is his own workout. Wow. You know, us guys used to get, hey, man, we the running back crew. We're going to go in there and work with Coach Joe Jurassic. L.A. going there by itself. You know, ain't nobody lifting on LA level. So it's not taking that weight on and off.
Right.
Trying to, you know, that weight is going up. You cannot. And that was, you know, that's how I remember LA. LA coming there, he get the call on the radio. We playing his West Coast music. You know, he got this side of the weight room locked in. All I do, I'll go get on the elliptical and just watch him. You know, quiet guy, man.
Wow.
But he handled his business.
Yeah.
You know, that year that I started for the Cowboys, LA and Bill came in with these strict ass rules, and the first thing Bill stepped on us players and preparation is he's saying we're too big and fat. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So Bill put a weight limit on everybody.
Oh wow!
And Bill charged a couple. I put it at the upper end of 500 per pound. That if you're over your weight, that's what he's charging you.
Wow.
Yeah, LA had a problem with that. Everybody in the locker room had a problem with that. And Bill had it where the strength and conditioning coach every Friday will have to weigh you in. And he's standing over the scale. He weighing you in.
Wow.
He got to report it back to Bill.
Wow.
And then when you get your check,
yeah, you'll see some deductions there.
So it got to the point where, you know, we just started taking care of the strength and conditioning coach, throwing them a couple of dollars, letting them put down whatever you're going to put down. We keep on pushing it. You hear me? That's the only way it can be. Bill.
Yeah.
So we sitting there, man, one morning, team meetings. LA come in 3 minutes, 4 minutes late. That's LA though.
Yeah.
Nobody got nothing. Nobody, you know better not to say nothing to LA. Everybody but Bill Parcells. And Bill stopped me and said something to him. And one LA cussed his ass, bro, right there in front of everybody. And told him, fuck him, excuse my friends, and walked back out the door.
Yeah.
LA went home. Come to find out they had to send Emmett and Dion over there because we had a game coming up or something, a preseason game or something coming up. And man, LA was fed up with Bill by then. We was going into training camp at the time. And LA was just fed up with him. Didn't want to play with him. Didn't want to play for him. And man, Mike and Dion, for what I hear, had to go over there and convince LA to catch a flight. You know, get him out the house, man. He did not. And that's how LA ended up shutting it down.
Wow.
And got out of Dallas. And it's like, man, how do you treat a guy with so many accolades? You know, but Bill just didn't give a damn.
Wow.
And you know, and man, it didn't sit well.
I saw LA, they're playing San Francisco. Playing in San Francisco. Cowboys drive like 80, 90 yards. The whole field. LA's working his butt off. They score. Kicker comes up, misses the extra point.
Wow.
And LA proceeds to beat the crap out of them.
You better believe it, man. You better believe it. LA was nothing. I saw my memory of LA was my rookie year. I'm trying. You know, I'm on the practice squad, so you get the defense a look, you know, but I'm getting my reps too.
Right.
At the same time, you know, and man, we was getting hammered. I think we was on like a 3 or 4 game losing streak, and I wasn't getting much time on the field, but I'm still giving the looks.
Right.
And LA, we doing inside drills, and when you're dealing with veterans, You know, we call ourselves thudding. Everybody pop up top, and you just lock on and you ride out. As long as you show in your mind and on film that you know how to get in position,
Right.
coach kind of let that go. It's all about fitting.
Right.
You know, it ain't about wiping nobody out.
Right.
You know, you want to stay healthy.
It's about technique.
It's about technique.
Right.
Man, my brother got hell in him. And the first play of inside drill was a counter T to the left. And when LA pulled, Hambrick popped him. I'm talking about Hambrick come downhill
Wow.
and jammed him. But once again now, we're doing the drill for fitting,
Right.
the show,
Right.
you know. But Hambrick, we losing,
Right.
on Sundays,
Right.
and everybody's pissed off. And LA didn't see that coming from another veteran guy. And man, Hambrick got off on LA. Boy, LA go back to the huddle and say, Coach, run that shit again. Bro. Man, LA pull around that. LA pull around that, and Hambrick shoot his Lawad again. And they lock up. Next thing you know, LA got him on skates. Now Hambrick want to fight.
Yeah. Because he can't get nowhere.
Hambrick want to fight because Hambrick say this shit done got soft around here.
Yeah,
Got Emmett around here with all this money.
Yeah.
These boys just playing for their check.
Yeah.
You hear me? But Hambrick ain't got his check yet. Hambrick looking for a big deal.
Yeah.
He's looking for a big deal. He's
Right.
looking to be the face of the franchise.
All right.
You know, at the linebacker position, and to take on LA and to take on the Emmett was his thing. And he's talking plenty of shit out there, bro. I'm talking about I'm listening to him. It's like I'm talking to you.
Right.
And man, it trickles from the field to the locker room.
Yeah.
I'm sitting at my locker now. I'm telling you, I'm a rookie free agent.
Yeah.
Practice squad. Might be getting my check might come out to $6,000 a week.
Yeah.
So it's not much I can say. But I got my only brother.
Yeah.
Now, the locker room is like this square. They got couches in between. It's a square couch. Offense is on this side of the locker. Defense is over here.
Right.
And some kind of way, when they get back in the, man, Hambrick come across, LA got get people in between them. Wow. Hambrick selling the offense out. The defense selling the offense out. The offense selling the defense out. Man, I'm finally getting a chance to see what goes on behind closed doors.
Right.
Man, it is heated in there. 53 men.
Yeah.
53 men in there, maybe 60 because the 7 practice squad guys.
Right.
Man, it was so heated, man. The coaches had to come from in the back. And calm it down. Hey, no, this and that. I think Jerry ended up calling. The position coach got LA. They got Hambrick other side. The other offensive lineman stood up for LA.
Yeah.
So the offense is really coming across for the fight with LA against the defense.
Yeah.
It was one of those moments, man.
Wow.
It was one of those moments, man. And I don't know what side to take.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're on offense, but your bro's on a...
You know, and I get up like, hey, man, y'all cut it out. Man, hey.
Like,
but I can't, hey.
Can we all love each other?
Man, you motherfucker, y'all like, they cussing, boy, because when you're in the game
Yeah.
and you're studying film, like, when we get to work, it's all about mental preparation.
Yeah.
So most of our day, we start at 6:30. We don't leave until 5:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And everybody think that you're on the football field the whole time.
Yeah.
We're in a meeting room. We're getting mental application. We're getting mentally programmed for the game.
Yeah.
So we studying film.
Right.
So for that to take off, it was.
When you watch film, do people like to sell out a lot? Like, oh, there's James over there, misses block again.
Oh man,
you know,
in the running back room, that's how they got. This how it get personal.
Yeah.
It's because when you're in the running back crew, we look out for each other.
Yeah.
So if Emmett blew the freaking Mike linebacker, goddamn zone, that's what you gonna put on film.
Right.
So, I mean, Ham, what you doing? You running the wrong route. We holding each other accountable.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you get in the battle,
right,
and you lose the battle.
Right.
You feel me? Like Pancake, and we'll all laugh about that.
Yeah.
But the eye of the sky don't lie.
No. Big brother.
It don't lie.
No.
So, and that's how we held each other accountable, and that's where you gain your respect from. We don't let that, we don't let no linebacker come up in here any kind of way. And if you could help, but you got to muscle up, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, that's a big run. Bro, you missed the cut back there, Emmett. Ham, you should have bounced outside. We checking each other.
Would they get on Emmett too?
No, he'll leave it to the players.
Oh yeah.
We'll say it in a funny way.
No. I meant the players watching film. Would they call out Emmett just as much?
Yeah,
or what?
I mean, my brother, the only one that had the nuts to call Emmett out on the field. But when we're in the meeting room as running backs, there's only 7 of us in there.
Right.
We hold each other accountable because we're looking for a grade.
Well, yeah, and then that's only how you get better by calling people out. And you might look at it differently than I do. I might, hey, you missed that. Well, what did I miss? I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. And you point that out, and you go, oh, I never looked at it that way, and that's a big difference.
So once again, I told you when Troy Aikman looked over and told me,
you got to
learn. You got to learn the game. That's the only way it's gonna get slow to you. Mm-hmm. You're dealing with the who's who. These boys been working on their craft. Mm-hmm. They know how to disguise stuff, Hal. You feel me? That means Troy been looking at film and he see where I'm slacking at.
Right.
But he don't say it the rough way.
Yeah.
You hear me now? But I hear him.
Yeah.
I hear him. So now when I get in the meeting room and you see the rotations of this side, if they rotating this way, that means you got a corner blitz coming over here.
Yeah.
A lot of running backs miss that corner blitz. Mm-hmm. You hear me? Okay. So when you look, it's like you're rolling your eyes and you fall. It's a puzzle.
Yeah.
But you're on your game. And sometimes 9 out of 10, the most you need to do is just put your body in position.
Right.
As long as your mental application is there.
Right.
You feel me? Your physical application gonna catch up. So that's where I was at. And to hold each other accountable is at top.
A good example of, watching film and other people on film. Right. I heard a story about Charles Haley.
Okay.
Charles Haley would come in, he's in an offensive line meeting. Mm-hmm. And I don't remember who it was, but the coach is like, Charles, what are you doing in here? Yeah. You're on defense.
Yeah.
He's like, I just want to know what they're doing.
I want to see them. I want to see them. You got real dogs over there.
Yeah.
So you sit and think about Eric Williams.
Big E.
I'm talking about Big E went against Michael Strahan. Man. Big E went against some of the top dogs. You hear me?
Yeah.
And Big E sitting in that meeting room with that hood on, and Big E sit there and study their tendencies. And when Big E get done with you, bro, and this is, once again, when Charles come in there, he want to know. He sees.
You know what helped Big E is he was a boxer by trade, so he knew. I mean, he had those moves down where he could, just having that little bit of boxer mentality, helped him tremendously.
So we go out, we're doing off-field training, we're doing OTAs, and this day here, the strength and conditioning coach got us running on the track. So I got a chance to see Rocket Ismail and Joy race.
Oh, wow.
You hear me, bro?
Yeah.
Before Rocket ended up hurting his neck. Mm-hmm. You feel me? Good guy, another good guy. Me and Rocky was able to talk about Lou Holtz at the time, too.
Because he's Notre Dame.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Notre Dame go.
So this day, coach come out with a basketball. It's a basketball court back there.
Yeah.
Behind the complex. And next thing you know, I look up, man, you see these big ass 300 plus offensive linemen out there crossing people over,
right?
Shooting basketball,
right?
You find out these guys are just ballers with size. Mm-hmm. The athleticism never left.
Right.
I see LA out there doing some shit I ain't never seen. I'm like, what in the world? Big E, them boys out there, man. I'm telling you. And I'm like, wow.
Athletic.
But then you find out that they're on display.
Yeah.
The body structure built up for them to be what they are, but their feet and their athleticism will allow them to be whatever they want to be.
Absolutely.
You hear me? So you never use it. And I tell a lot of guys that when they're coming through the ranks with me, bro, never lose your athleticism. Mm-hmm. When you're talking to a coach, you tell a coach, I'm wherever you want me to be at.
Right. Be coachable.
I'm an athlete.
That's right. That's right.
You can plug me in anywhere.
Yeah.
And I think that's what made myself more valuable. Because you can plug me at tight end, you can plug me at fullback.
Right.
You plug me at tailback.
Right.
You can even put me on special teams.
Right.
I ain't dodging none of that.
Right.
Even if I got, a lot of running backs don't want to go and tackle.
Right, exactly.
You hear me? I'm for that.
I'm a blocking tight end.
Boy, I'm for that. I'm for that. You know what I mean? And so, I think about my nephew, which is Janarian Grant.
Okay.
He's overseas playing in the World League, doing great things. He had the opportunity to play at Baltimore Ravens, and during his short stint there, the ball got away from him.
Yeah.
Electrifying punt returner / slot.
Okay.
And a lot of people ask me, man, why, he's still returning kicks over there.
Yeah.
He's creating a life for him and his family. And a lot of people ask me, man, why Janarian didn't get another shot at the pros? And I can't answer that.
Yeah.
And then as I sit back, and when I do have a conversation with him, I'm like, man, where's your value at?
Right.
You feel me now? You have to be an athlete. Mm-hmm. You got to be willing to pay 3-4 position. I've yet to see you run down on the kickoff.
Yeah, exactly.
And go get somebody.
Right.
You hear me? Is that in your psyche?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to be able to do something else.
Right.
Right. But come to find out, if they're not kicking the ball to him, there's no other way they can get the ball in his hand.
That's true.
That's the issue.
That's true.
That's it. Not you just a sitting duck.
Right.
And
exactly.
then with that, it makes you less valuable to the team.
Right.
You got to have at least 3-4 squirrels in your head. Mm-hmm. And I was kind of telling him, and then I tell some of my friends, I think that's where he lost that, even though he's winning.
Right.
And we know God has a purpose for us all.
Right.
But right there, when the doors open, I think he should have been more valuable. He should have been, and that's where I'm at.
I was going to say, what team does he play for over there? Do you remember the name?
I can't remember.
Can't remember the name?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Or what country?
Yeah, I can't remember exactly.
Gotcha.
He's doing great things though, man.
Yeah.
They won the World Cup last draft night.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
He got 2 of them now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's doing a quiet kid, man. Quiet kid.
Very nice.
Yeah, but he getting it done. Very humble kid.
Yeah,
man. Getting it done, and everybody walk at him. Everybody walk.
No. No, and that's I've said that several times with when we were talking about your dad and your uncle. That's not you have your own path, you have your own journey, and a lot of people, when they have a successful parent or sibling, and they want them to go, they always look back and they go, well, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do? You'll never be as good as your dad, or or whoever. Yeah. Your brother. You'll never be as good as your brother.
Yeah.
Or you're not like your brother. I've heard that several times. I'm like, well, we're not supposed to be alike. That's why we're different.
That's right.
And that's what people kind of the misconception of guys. We may have grown up together, but we are totally different.
I mean, and that's guys in town say we never see you and Darren together. And I say, man, me and Darren are 2 different people. I actually think I'm a better looking one. That's what I tell them. When they say, man, you look like, man, don't tell me that. Come on, man. Come on, man. I ain't got that look. But
funny.
But that's where it's at.
Yeah.
And the expectations, and sometimes them expectations is unrealistic. Mm-hmm. I have 5 boys myself. And, all of them had great size. All of them, 6'3", 6'4", 6'5",
Yeah.
And why they didn't excel athletically, it's baffling to me.
Right.
And I just leave it alone.
But again, if like that's a great example, and I'm glad you said that, because you can have your 5 kids, and they can all be totally different.
Yeah.
And they don't have to do what you did.
That's right.
And as long as the quicker you're okay with that, the better, because you're always going to try to be like, well, why did, there's always people that they want to live through their kids.
Right.
And you know what? That's fine.
Right.
I'm not judging anybody.
That's right.
But it does happen.
It does happen.
It happens a lot. And I understand that if a parent
couldn't do something like, a biggest thing is it's either sports or the military.
Yeah.
You got the dad couldn't go to the military, but the kid does.
Right.
And so he's like living through the kid. Okay. But what you can't do is blame yourself for if he doesn't choose that same path. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. It's kind of a double-edged sword. You gotta let the kid do his own thing, but you just be proud of the kid.
Just be proud of
the
kid, man, and their personal walk.
Right.
With my kids, the truth of the matter is I've been on the road dad. You feel me? All my boys is from different ladies, from different relationships. So I've always spent time going, sending my money back, but I've gone on the run. I call myself the Christmas dad, the birthday dad.
Right.
And that's where I hurt myself at when I do think about them having the size and ability, is that I wasn't there to help them cultivate.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
And I left it upon their mom to choose another man.
Right.
And I think that's where the numbers came on.
Right.
Because if they see more of dad, I would say they would want some more of dad.
Right.
You hear me?
Yeah.
And at 48 now, I've been sharing my finances and my time since I was 19, 18, coming out of college with my first child. Coming out of high school, my senior year. So, didn't know what fatherhood was. Had a piece of a dad myself, and I learned to love my daddy, not because he was there.
Yeah.
Because I went and made myself get to know him and find out some of these things that me hearing one side of the story all these years, to go back to that man figure and say, hey, Dad, what happened here?
Yeah.
And Dad gives me the honest truth, So that's where I hurt myself at with my boys, because they all are big.
Yeah.
I got some big boys, man. And I tell Mom sometimes, hey, man, I'm giving you $1 million baby. That's some of that Hambrick stuff. That's some of that Grant stuff. How you don't want none of that?
Right.
And my wife got 5 girls. So, and you got that Hambrick Grant stuff.
Yeah.
It's your job to pop it.
Right.
But they all choose different careers now. They're up and coming.
Yeah.
And you just be happy for them wherever they choose to be. But, for me, I never wished upon my kids them. I wanted them to be whatever they decided to be.
Right.
If they come to me about an ideal, I wouldn't give a damn if it's about going fishing. I'm going to give them the best advice I can give them.
Right.
And let them go ahead on and figure it out.
I think the biggest thing that I say to kids, when you're a kid, you want to make your parents proud. But more so, if you're a young man, you always try to. It's like a quest.
Yeah.
You always try to make your dad proud.
Yes.
No matter what you do.
No matter what you do.
And it's amazing how much, and people can say what they want. They can say, well, that doesn't matter to me.
Right.
But deep down,
it does.
They can say that all they want.
Yeah.
But deep down,
they
can. They know.
Yeah.
They know. And I just, man, that's one of the things I struggle with for a long time is I just want to make my dad proud. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And no matter what I do,
right,
I just want to make him proud.
Yeah. And then you find out as you get older, man, carrying the Hambrick Grant name.
Yeah.
The right way.
Yep.
Going about life the right way means a lot to Dad too.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
A good strong name, a good family name. When they do mention the name, it holds weight.
Yes.
It don't make no difference as long as you're doing the right thing and you're going about your business. Athletics, that's not for everybody.
Yeah.
No. So, I've been blessed with some great mothers that's instilled academics into these kids.
Yep.
You feel me? That tool that I didn't have, that I didn't find important, that my parents didn't have academically, their mothers does. And so now they're able to get into the professional world,
right,
whatever they may choose. And, lo and behold, they don't have to take their body through the rigorous stuff that I had to, And everybody, that position is not for everybody.
Right. Well, and here's another thing is, and a lot of people tend to not understand till they get older. Again, this is something that you kind of learn is that, you know, the old saying, it takes a village.
Yes, it does.
And it really does, because there are people that are in my life. They're not even blood.
Yeah.
They're not blood.
Yeah.
But I love them.
Yeah.
And I take care, you know, I try to do my best to show appreciation, because they took care of me when I was growing up.
Right.
They're not related at all, but that doesn't make it any less more valuable. That's what I'm saying.
That's right.
And a lot of people either take advantage of that or they don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think it's very important as a human being is to give thanks.
Yeah.
You know, give thanks to people that helped you. And I did this I've said this on the podcast. I do this, you know, there would be people in the church that helped raise me.
Right.
You know, they're not family.
Right.
But before I knew that they were about to pass or if they were sick, I went and saw them, told them thank you. Just thank you. You know, you didn't have to do that. I'm not your responsibility, but you took me on as part of your responsibility. You know what I mean?
And coming from a small town like Lakuchi, you know, once again, I'm telling you, I'm on my walk.
Right.
And my walk is to go back and show appreciation.
Right.
And if I don't do nothing but just say it myself, thank you.
Yeah.
To the coaches.
Right. Thanks for watching episode 2 of this 3-part podcast. Tune in next week for part 3.